Tonight, it's part of the fallout from a newly released documentary on Timberlake's one-time girlfriend, Britney Spears. Timberlake is not only apologizing for his treatment of Spears, but also for what happened after his controversial 2004 Super Bowl halftime show with Janet Jackson.
Hello everyone, welcome to this edition of Viral as we talk about Justin Timberlake, Cry Me a River. Yes, Justin Timberlake apologized to pop singers Britney Spears and Janet Jackson. Yes, Justin Timberlake apologized for his past behavior and asked for forgiveness from both women. But first things first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Viral here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. As we talk about Justin Timberlake, Cry Me a River. Yes, Justin Timberlake now comes out, headlines saying that he is sorry for his past actions and his behavior to fellow singers Janet Jackson and Britney Spears. Well, Justin wants to have a new leaf in life after having his own family and realizing the own negative sacrifices that he made toward not taking accountability for his own actions. But let's look back at all this came about.
Overnight, a surprise apology from pop superstar Justin Timberlake, admitting he failed fellow superstars Britney Spears and Janet Jackson. Timberlake posting on Instagram Friday, "I am deeply sorry for the times in my life where my actions contributed to the problem, where I spoke out of turn or did not speak up for what was right," saying, "I specifically want to apologize to Britney Spears and Janet Jackson both individually because I care for and respect these women and I know I failed." The apology referring to incidents taking place almost 20 years ago and addressing both misogyny and racism following years of criticism for cultural appropriation. And prompted in part by the fallout after the recently released New York Times documentary Framing Britney Spears that takes a closer look at her conservatorship and the way she has been treated by others in her career.
Justin sort of made it seem, rightly or wrongly, like she had cheated on him. It really seemed like he took control of the narrative.
Is this how we say goodbye? Spears and Timberlake famously becoming one of pop music's biggest couples in the late 90s and splitting in 2002. No chance. Timberlake releasing the video for his chart-topping hit Cry Me a River, painting Spears as a heartbreaking cheater. And then there was the infamous 2004 Super Bowl halftime show. Timberlake taking the stage with Janet Jackson, it all ending with a wardrobe malfunction and an FCC investigation. Jackson allegedly banned from other appearances and removed from projects. In 2018, Timberlake was welcomed back onto the Super Bowl halftime stage.
They looked at the bad person. He was almost the victim. He sold a lot of albums and capitalized off of it, but these women had to defend themselves and they publicly really suffered image repercussions.
Timberlake adding that his apology is part of a larger conversation and vows to do better. He writes, "The industry is flawed. It sets men, especially white men, up for success."
Justin Timberlake making the media rounds in a open letter on Twitter/Instagram that he's sorry to Britney Spears and Janet Jackson for his past wrongdoings in the past. We know Justin and Britney were an item way back when, and they said now they kind of had mental effects to Britney Spears that led her to the path that she's in right now, and Janet Jackson being blackballed in the media industry and stuff. Well, it's a little bit too little too late, but like they say, this the title, Cry Me a River. Some people think Justin ain't sincere about it. He's just coming out of the blues, just saying it. Well, Janet Jackson had this subliminal message. She didn't react to it, but she had this to say.
Hey you guys, I was at home just the other day by myself and I began to cry. I was crying because I was so thankful for all that God has blessed me with, all that he has given me. And I'm so thankful for him being in my life. And I'm so thankful for all of you being in my life. You're so special to me. And I want to thank all of you for making control number one once again after 35 years. I never in a million years, I would never think that this would happen. I really appreciate you, and I love you so much. Thank you. Bye.
Janet Jackson, pop singer, who was involved with Justin Timberlake. They said romantically involved, in a way, allegedly. And they had their Super Bowl performance, which led Janet being blackballed from the industry as we know it. Janet Jackson feel relieved, thanking God and everyone else. All right, let's hear what you people had to say about Justin Timberlake apologizing to fellow singers Britney Spears and Janet Jackson for his dubious behavior. Take a look.
A lengthy social media post, Justin Timberlake said that he wants to apologize to Britney Spears and Janet Jackson because, he said, because I care for and respect these women and I know I failed. Now, Timberlake's social media post comes a week after the release of the New York Times presents Framing Britney, the FX and Hulu documentary that takes a historical look at the circumstances that led to Spears' conservatorship in 2008 and highlights the Free Britney movement of fans. Hashtag Free Britney, of course. Now, am I the only one who feels like, come on, yo, this is like 20 years too late, sir. You should have been apologized and taken all accountability for, you know, how he just kind of left them hanging when they were going through all the things that were like blown up in the media. I'm a little disappointed. I don't know. Is it too late? What do you think, Brandy?
Well, I don't know that it's ever too late to take fault, right, and ownership and for redemption. And so I think it is still brave. I think that as a, I'm not sure his age, but I think he's close to 40, right? I think as a near 40-year-old, you do move a little differently than you did at 21 or 25. So,
well, he and his apology can moonwalk out of here, okay? I'm through with him. All right.
Girl, yes. That's why there was such an uproar from Prince fans when JT was gonna do the Prince tribute at the Super Bowl. Prince wasn't really a fan, and he is absolutely entitled to that because Prince is a legend, like nowhere near Justin Timberlake's career, just beyond by miles and miles. Prince, JT. So when Sexy Back came out, Prince was like, Sexy never left. And JT, being the sore loser that he is, did these lyrics and Give It To Me with Nelly Furtado. Nasty. The next thing I think is the ultimate emasculation from JT towards Prince, so hang on.
Well, I guess Prince couldn't be here, so I'd like to accept this award on his behalf.
Let's start it where it starts. Let's stop calling it a wardrobe malfunction.
Right.
If I reached over and ripped your dress, would you say, man, something's wrong with this cheap dress I'm wearing? Let's stop it. This is ridiculous. I'm tired of this.
So what did you think about his apology? Do you buy his apology?
But is it, when was the Janet Jackson? Was that 22 years ago? Was that 98, 99?
It was 2004.
She just said it.
I just said it, but it was, yeah.
Okay, so, yeah,
but to
so
your point, you're right.
He's 16 years late.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's too late. At some point, it's too late. It's too late, Justin. You know, we saw this. Don't forget, last year he was on a movie set holding hands with somebody that was not his wife. He threw Britney under the bus and embarrassed her, let her career take a left turn. Threw Janet under the bus, didn't get her back, let her change the FCC rules forever. We never really heard from Janet like that again. Like, how does this dude get a pass?
Janet Jackson and her fans, him just uphold her and Britney on Friday. Of course, justifying for actions of Janet's got after the 2004 Super Justin ripped off Janet's epic expressed. Janet was radio stations after invitations the next rescinded, blacklisted by several warnings, happened to Justin and his solo career back in 2006. Do you think that speaking all the emphasis was on Justin Justin, we were friends, and not that we aren't now. We haven't spilled any, left you hanging. To a certain degree. More blame for the incident, and black people are treated unfairly. Flash forward 15 years, Justin had this to say in his apology to both Janet and Britney. The industry is flawed, it's not it for all that it was while it was happening in my own life. But I do not want to ever want to benefit from others being pulled down again. I've not been perfect in navigating all of this throughout my career. Now Janet posted the day after Justin, as it starts directly addressing Justin's just the other day, and I was crying because I was so for all the blessing he has given me, and I'm so thankful for him, for all of you, so special to me, all of you, for making one once again, at 5 years. I would never appreciate you, and I love so much. Thank you. His response, completely unrelated. I think it's a response. I think when she says she was crying the other day, I think it's in reference to probably the relief she felt, the retribution she felt in that he finally acknowledged his contribution to what the media had done to her. She went through a lot. She's an icon. She's incredibly talented. And for her to have one moment at the Super Bowl which was blown out of proportion and was ridiculous, cared about the black woman then, you know? So now, after all this time, we finally sit in your home and hear that this person apologized to you and then feel that outpouring of, you know what, yeah, I'm on the rabbit hole on Facebook and YouTube, and I'm looking at the rabbit hole right now, and I'm seeing this was messed up. I didn't even realize how messed up this was. And giving her respect, 100%. Very meaningful, very special. So I'm happy she deserves it. Real life was going to be better. Apologize to Britney on the same week in this back. That certainly, you know, that night at the Super Bowl, Madonna, the stuff that Madonna had done, it was something differently on a family. And it was the last year that MTV Super Bowl. I think that was Jan. I think that for Justin's attitude of he during Janet's show bears that sort of you got from Justin for all these years had said that of the show he had changed at the last minute. When you add it and you're old, and again with all the Britney stuff, you know, you can't just say, I did what I was told. You have to acknowledge some of the blame because he skated on the responsibility. It was not to expose what was the intention. And did something that And after the Timberlake's reaction, we're just all something to talk about. There was intention to do something that was shocking, unfairly bore the entire brunt of all of that. But I will say one thing, is that Canada, after Nipplegate, after wardrobe malfunction, there was a grand total of 50 complaints. So I think if our heads up or something today, we can say that we were better on that night. Roz today. Happened today really wouldn't have been such a big deal. It was Jennifer kept going. And just that documentary made me realize how gross Justin's behavior was. JT for making the realization now, better late than never. Yeah, it's interesting watching his interview take on. He didn't get much to blame for that, but he doesn't take his responsibility. Science, right? So that's what Justin Timberlake's decision was back then, was I'm not really going to say anything about this for further, but now that their silence is compliance, like you didn't say anything assertive. Yeah, basically assertive, but there's more accountability with silence, so just ignore Justin and just worry about your own career as a choice. So yeah, the difference was from that interview, he doesn't take any personal responsibility now. I mean, I was looking at stuff, I was trying to see when he actually talked to this morning, and I can't see, I might be wrong, but I didn't see any instance where he put the blame on Janet. I didn't see any interview, I might be wrong if there's an interview there, please let me know, but this is the first interview I saw him give about it. But other than that, he just states players involved in all of this, like they run all the huge media companies. So just goes against them. There's a lot of people who owe Janet an apology.
A lot of you people siding with Britney Spears and Janet, that Justin should have been said this. Justin took so long to not say nothing about it, but you know how they go. You know, karma is that. Well, like I said, when people do wrong, karma comes around, and you know what that means. You know how that happens and goes. And they continue on eating their conscience up and eating and trying to see what they did right and what they did wrong. They know they did wrong, but they don't want to admit it because of their pride. But in Justin Timberlake's case, pride got out the way of his own character. Alright, thank you all for watching this edition of Virus. We talked about Justin Timberlake, Cry Me a River, as he apologized to Britney Spears and Janet Jackson. I've been your host, Kendrick Dick, saying so long, and we'll see you next time for another edition of Virus.